Attention passengers, the next Red Line train to Braintree is now arriving. Next stop, Kendall, MIT.
I am Paul Matisse, and believe it or not, I did build this 28 years ago. The first time I came down to the station, I had thought that I wanted to make something that would be put into motion by the trains. But then I saw that when the train came, everybody forgot about the station and got onto the train and left. So I thought maybe the better time would be between the trains when you're waiting. So figuring out these things just step by step without knowing where you're going is sort of the origin. But I did want music, mostly. And I wanted music reverberating. That's not music.
I'm Seth Parker. I was passing through the T station, well, it was sometime last summer, and whenever I've had an opportunity to come through here, I would take a few minutes and either play with one of the instruments or another. And when I grabbed the lever arm for this one, I realized that there was no resistance. In fact, nothing was happening.
83 was when I got the commission. And then the first installation was 86. Then we went on from there. Then I finished the other two pieces in 87. And then I fixed them.
And so it got the wheels turning, and I thought, geez, something should be done. So first I made a series of calls to the MBTA, and first I spoke to the station manager, and he passed me on to someone else, and I finally found the right person who's in charge of maintenance and including the artwork. And he was receptive to a volunteer group coming in.
Well, Galileo was the one at the very end, was sort of the recognition of Galileo as a precursor of the scientific era. And so it was like a thunderclap that said, now look out. And Kepler was because I was working on this ring. And I, of course, wanted it to be absolutely round. But after the fabrication, it turned out that it was a little bit out of round, which made it into an ellipse. And then, of course, one thinks of poor Kepler, who was trying to make the formulas for the circles work for the planets. Because if God had made the planets and the whole shooting match, wouldn't he have made perfect circles? Of course. But he failed, and eventually he decided to try the formula for an ellipse. And bingo, it all fitted together. Pythagoras was because when I first started, I realized I didn't even know why people chose a certain note as a certain frequency, or vice versa. So I had to go back to my first year physics book and found myself reading about Pythagoras. So he was the beginning of all this business, and I thought that I would just name the piece for him.
What better group of volunteers than a bunch of MIT students who probably are technically very capable and maybe are musically inclined as well.
My name's Mike Tarkanian. I'm a technical instructor in the Department of Material Science and Engineering, and I've been the kind of technical lead for restoring the bells. And each one of those pendulums probably has 30 parts inside of it. So it looks pretty simple.
Wow, yeah.
But when you take it apart and, there's all kinds of things going on inside that we had to either fix or clean up or address in some way.
I actually would have liked to have been involved in the hands-on part of it, but I'm pleased that it went along even without me. The long-term secret, including when this one breaks again, which of course it's bound to do, is that there'll be some continuity at MIT. So as the students graduate, other students will take their place, and the Kendall Band Preservation Society will live on. And maybe that will be my role to, make the occasional call now and then to make sure that someone is, carrying the torch.
It's a great day. Yeah, it's a transition. It's a wonderful transition. It's sort of, there's also the Harvard-MIT connection. Here I am at Harvard, barely passing my physics class, and yet I love the music, and I made the music for this station, and so it's really like a handshake between the arts and the sciences. And now the sciences are shaking back in taking it on to keep it going. And I love the fact that the art is lost somewhere inside everything, but any given piece can be replaced. Look, it's so beautiful to see it happening again. God, I can't believe it.